everybody. Welcome to Dwerve. You'll notice it says continue here because I recorded this entire video before and didn't capture the game. So we're back. Actually mind having to redo this because guess what? This is freaking awesome. So, hello everybody. Welcome to Dwerve. Hopefully you enjoyed this video as much as I do. In the massive hollow mountain of Mount Crowcrest, there once lived a great nation of dwarves. The dwarves discovered power stones while mining deep in the mountain. They used them to power machines and, eventually, entire cities. They lived in peace and prosperity for centuries. Over time, they became infatuated with power stones and dug deeper to find more. One day they dug too deep and unleashed the gloom-dark hordes, an army of trolls and monstrous creatures. Once the dwarves realized that trolls turned to stone in the sunlight, they fled far from the mountain and found refuge on the sunny hills of Brekka. Centuries passed, and over time, the dwarves forgot their traditions and abandoned craftsmanship and innovation in favor of warring and raiding. History became myth, and myth became bedtime stories. But whispers of a long-forgotten darkness echo throughout the valley of the Great Mountain. It can be heard in the Snoring Forest by those who dare to enter. Yes, welcome everybody. It's so cute! Dwerve, we shouldn't be here. What are you even looking for anyways? She must have left something, some clue. Shh, did you hear that? Something moved in the trees. Oh, I wish we didn't come here again. The Snoring Forest is full of vicious creatures, and you can't even fight with that little crafting hammer. If you run into any wild creatures, we're done for. Come, hide in my bag if you're so scared. It's so cute. Okay. So, what's coming up here are enemies. And we have no way to fight. If we go to the right side, more enemies. This is one of those fights you're supposed to lose. Oh, don't, I'm going to get home. Alrighty. Dwerve's house. Son, you're awake. Praise the kings you're alright. I told you never to go into the Snoring Forest. Your mother went in there and never came back. Had I not found you when I did, you would have died. Forgive my anger, son. I don't know what I would do if anything ever happened to you. Well, I better get back to Brekka Village. Chief Tane and the other warriors went raiding this morning. He assigned me to guard duty. Again. I'll be home for dinner. See you tonight, son. And off goes our dad. Hey, Grandpa. Did you go looking for your mother again? Of course you did. You're just like her. I suspect this won't be the last time you sneak into the Snoring Forest. Come, let me at least teach you how to defend yourself. Meet me in the field. So, we're gonna explore, pick up all the money around the house first, and then go meet our old man, our grandpa in the field, to be taught how to fight. I really hate that I completely managed to not record audio the first time, because now I know everything that's going to happen, and it makes me sad. Because I don't like spoilers. Us dwarves are very clever, but also very slow. It makes us weak against multiple foes. That's why the warriors of old days became warsmiths. Warsmiths were artisans of war that engineered magnificent turrets and traps. Powered by magical stones, blah blah blah. I accidentally skip stuff a lot. A single warsmith could best a dozen warriors. Some stories even say 100. And believe it or not, your great-grandparents, my mother and father, were warsmiths during the Great Exodus. The creatures of the Snoring Forest will surely outnumber you. If you're to survive out there, you must become a warsmith. So I will teach you as my parents taught me. Let's see if you can handle a turret. Get the spin blade turret from the chest and then come back. Spin blade turret is a melee weapon that continuously damages all enemies around it with its spinning blades. Turrets cannot function without power stones. Nowadays, they're a thing of great rarity. Luckily for you, I've kept the ones my parents passed down to me. I had 2 more power stones lying around somewhere, but I can't seem to find them. I wonder where they went. No matter, I'll sure they'll come up. Anyways, get the 2 power stones from the other chest and build a spin blade turret next to the training dummy. Grab these bad boys, and time to go build a turret. This game is entirely keyboard-based. I don't see any mouse controls, so I like it. Ha! Those blades will rip through more than just hay. However, yeah, now I have no power stones left. We can't build turrets without power stones. Don't worry. Power stones can't be destroyed by any means. You'll get a power stones back when the turret gets destroyed, or when you recall it. Recall your turret by pressing spacebar, then destroy the remaining training dummies. Murderize everything. Murderize the other thing. There we go. That's my grandson looking like a warsmith already. Now what else is there? Ah, yes! Artifacts. They are legendary items crafted by warsmiths that give you special abilities. Here, take my father's bonecracker boomerang. It gives you a ranged auto attack to support your turrets from a safe distance, but you need to stand still in order to use it. And last but not least, take my mother's griffin boots. These let you dash by pressing shift. Many more artifacts were crafted, but they remain lost in Mount Crowcrest. Now it's time to see how you do against enemies that fight back. While you were recovering from your wounds, a swarm of bee fairies infested my brewery. They've been drinking all of my delicious honeydew mead. Follow the path to the brewery and stop them before they drink all my honeydew mead. I've just brewed a fresh batch. Why would they want to drink your nasty... I mean, you can count on me, Grandpa. Alrighty. So we're gonna grab this and move onwards. I will be skipping any of the frivolous money collecting and stuff because I don't want to bother you guys too much with all that. But you can earn money and such by breaking grass, breaking barrels. I did plenty of that in the last playthrough. But, like I said, I don't want to bug y'all too terribly much. So, I will be sticking mainly to just destroying and murdering stuff and getting through this. We will be playing the entire prologue today because it is not too terribly long. And I do really, really like this game so far. So, I want to show you guys this. It's a little nauseating, but it's so cool. So pretty. You can see the mountain back there in the background as well. Alrighty. Murderize more bees. They do die very quickly, which is nice. You don't have to stick around and deal with them constantly. You can rebuild turret, which does help out. I'm gonna wait for those ones to spawn. There's a lot of back and forth attacking in this, which is fun. Go from one side to the other and back and forth. These enemies aren't really a big threat, so we don't really need to rebuild right now. We do get a health potion if we needed it, but we do not. Gonna build near this bad boy here and go from there. The closer it is, the faster we start damaging them. So, the closer the better in my opinion. And murder from the other side. Murder from the other side. I hate that I randomly get songs in my head, because they're always stupid. That health went down really quick. And there were a lot more bees that time around. We're just stacking up health potions and not needing any of them, which is great. We're not gonna really, you know, ever need them, but that's okay. Let's break that random one. Okay.
You're all right. Boy, am I glad to see you up and about. I told him you'd be fine.
About that, thanks for getting my dad when I got knocked out. I nearly became Wargboar lunch.
You really had me scared for a moment. Glad you're here, though. The bee fairies had me trapped. Wait, has husband finally taught you how to build turrets?
He might have taught me a thing or two. Ari, have you been licking the mead barrels again?
I might have had a sip. Tell me a favor and don't tell husband.
Fine, I won't. Come on, let's take care of the bee fairies swarming out back.
I'm too dizzy to walk. Make some room in your bag for me. Oh, nice and cozy in your bag. Thanks for the lift. It's so cute.
Grandpa's power stones. Ari, did you take them again? They're not toys.
I borrowed them. I'm too short to reach the mead. I needed something to stand on.
Well, I'll take them to Grandpa. He's been worried that he's lost these power stones. Break the barrel, through the door. And time to build some turrets, murder rats and bees. Alrighty. I absolutely love the fighting in this game so far. It is so cool. And it's actually like a really unique gameplay style. I'm not used to actually like unique content. And this is very much so unique, which is nice. Gives a nice change of pace. I got hit for the first time. And second time, okay. Got all of those done. And now we get to go home. Onwards and forwards to Grandpa. We have to break these grass to walk over them for some reason, but that's okay. It's not too terribly difficult.
Oh no, that village is on fire.
Old man!
It's on fire!
Dad! Dad's down there!
Eric will be fine, right? He's the best warrior I know. What am I saying? We have to go down there and make sure he's alright.
And here comes the Grandpa. Grandson, come! We must hurry back!
Grandson, come! We must hurry back to the house. The village is under attack.
I can't. I have to go to Brekka and find Dad.
Dwerve, are you really going down there?
I already lost Mom. I can't lose Dad too.
You have your father's courage, Dwerve, and your mother's kind heart. She would be proud of you, but you'll be safer if you can defeat foes from afar. Take my crossbow turret. It's a ranged turret that shoots high-speed bolts, but it's frail, so it's best to place it behind a spin blade turret. A final lesson before you go. When you've built more than one turret, pay attention to which one you want to recall. You recall the closest turret in the direction you're facing. If you're not facing any turret, you simply recall the one closest to you. Hold spacebar if you want to see which turret will get recalled. An indicator will appear above the turret. It won't get recalled, though, until you release the button. That's all I can teach you for now. Please, take care of yourself. Now go find your father.
Okie dokie. We have the crossbow turret now. It is much weaker than our current turret, but it is ranged, and I love it. So, we'll get to start using that now, which I'm looking forward to. This is going significantly faster than the first time, though, because I am not wasting a bunch of time. I'm not, harvesting every single thing that I can find. So we're going to start the slime spawning, stand back here, and absolutely destroy anything that gets too close. Alright. They're so cute! Little slimes with the Minecraft slime mechanic of getting smaller and smaller until they eventually die. I love how adorable they are. Also, they come bigger! Let's not get hit by any slimes. Alrighty. Come on. Onwards and upwards. Down the paths we go. To the next portion, which is the town.
Not a single troll was lost during the raid. The dwarf clans have become weak, my queen. Our hordes will crush them. These lands shall soon be ours.
Your scouts were right, Carve 'em up. The outside world is lush and fertile. Maybe a bit too bright, though. Now, I require silence! There, the dim-witted dwarves will see elf-fairy arrows, blame them for our little raid, and wage war upon them. Let them weaken each other so our conquest may be swift. Warlord, unleash the warboars. Let them finish what we've started. We must return to Hordal. There's more work to be done.
Yes, my queen.
You're so cool. I love the pixels. Boars, all of the warboars. Well, that was close. For that moment, I thought they saw us. Who are they? Harry, they remind me of trolls from Grandpa's stories. Could it be? What? Trolls? They are trolls. Why the heck haven't they turned to stone? I don't know, but they have large tusks and broad noses like the story said. Maybe Dad knows. We must find him before the wargboars get him. They look fast. If they get too close, press shift to dash away from them. Yes, Harry. Turret time. Bet more wargboars. Let's see how fast we can kill all of these things. Luckily, we have ranged turrets now, which is very nice. They do a lot of damage before our guys even get to the front line, which is the spin blade turret. They do sometimes target me, though, instead of my spin blade, which gets a bit annoying, but it's not the end of the world. Luckily, it's not too difficult to deal with right now. We do have a potion here if we needed it, which we do not, but Father!
Good! What are you doing here?
The village is not safe. You should have stayed home with Grandpa. I came to help you fight the trolls and their wargboars. Those were trolls, right?
I've never seen such creatures, but they must be trolls. Far too ugly to be elf fairies. All those wargboars. Did you kill them? So Esmond has taught you how to fight with turrets. Well, then I need your help. I never thought Esmond's stories about trolls could be real. Now they've raided our village. I have to go make sure they are gone. Since you know how to fight them, find and destroy the remaining wargboar dens. Oh. There are a total of 4 dens for us to murder, so we will do that. But wait! Take my tar trap! The tar is thick and sticky, and it will slow down the wargboars. Traps only require 1 power stone. Here, take mine. Don't worry, my axe will keep me safe. Remember, if they close in, just retreat and reposition yourself. Be careful, son. New trap unlocked. Let's go. The tar trap is a ground weapon that covers all enemies that walk over it in sticky tar, slowing them down for a short duration. So we're going to fight these one at a time. That's in the completely wrong space. Let's rebuild it here. And then build that. Close enough. I like the tar traps, but they're really unique because they actually lose durability over time, not over the actual enemies and stuff, which I think is a cool mechanic. Alright, guys, all of those.
Onwards and forwards. We're gonna do one of those, and one of those. Oh, I cannot do another of those. And we'll just stick with those two. When that top one breaks, we'll probably put down a better turret. And I pressed the wrong one. We're getting wrecked. Yeah, I missed that one. I placed those turrets completely wrong. Okay, so we're gonna start with slow them down, then that and that. That gives us the best amount of damage per area. It slows them all down, damages them, and if anything lives long enough to even get to this, which they don't, we have our ranged turret, which is right beside a not-ranged turret, which prevents it from getting instantly killed. Okay, we're starting to stack up a little bit, but we're doing okay still. I want to be here so that I can rebuild. Oh, I built the wrong one! Okay. We're okay. We barely survived. That could have been a lot worse. Okay. We're super low on health, so we're gonna try breaking some stuff to see if we can find health. I don't think there's any health around here, though, so we're just gonna have to be really careful in our last fight. Up the staircase. Okay. Our warriors return. That's Chief Tane's horn. Warriors are back from raiding.
Help's on the way. Let's finish these warg wars and head back.
Okay. So we are going to place you down there with a you right here and a you here. I think that's our best bet. And then we'll stick over here because the other side has a better defense. We can kill word wars in 2 hits, so that's why I think we have this side pretty well covered with just the tar trap. It prevents any of them from being able to reach me. Alrighty, that's everything collected.
Dwerve, there you are. I've been looking for you. Come quickly. Your father, he's in trouble. Follow me.
Yes, old man. Go quickly.
How dare you lie to me? You expect me to believe that trolls attacked our village? Trolls? Just bedtime stories meant to scare dwarf children? Do you think I'm a child? Even if those were trolls, why didn't they turn to stone, huh?
Chief Tane, you must believe me.
Do you think us blind? Look at those Elfairy's arrows lying around. Yulga saw you enter the Snoring Forest at daybreak. Went to plot with your Elfairy friends, did ya?
I'd never. My son, he...
Enough! I can't believe you'd betray your own people. I'll have your head for this. Eric, take him away.
No, wait, Dad! Oh, poor little dwarf.
Sound the horns of war. Call upon the warriors of the other clans. We'll take this fight to the Elfairies, burn their whole forest down, kings curse them.
Da, da, da.
Tane always had it in for your father, ever since your mother chose Eric over him. Oh, what are we going to do?
But, Grandpa, trolls really did attack the village. I saw them with my own eyes.
It's not me you'll have to persuade. I believe you, grandson. Ancient as they might be, the stories of the old kingdom are true. Tane's a fool not to trust Eric's words.
But how have those trolls come to us?
How have those trolls come to withstand the sunlight? We can't worry about that now. Tane is a stubborn dwarf, but if you tell him what you saw, he might come to his senses.
Chief Tane,
You're Eric's kid, right? Let me guess. You've come to tell me you saw the trolls with your own eyes, eh?
Yes, I have, and they...
Of course you have. I'll tell you what. I'm a reasonable dwarf. Bring me proof that trolls exist and I'll release your father. A head for a head. That will do. Bring me a troll's head as proof. You have until the next full moon, else your father's head is mine. Real classy, my dude. Cain wants a troll's head as proof? Of course he does. Then, my grandson, you must get him one, for both the sake of your father and the Elfairies. The trolls must still live under Mount Crowcrest. To get into the mountain, you must travel north through the Snoring Forest and find the gates of Crowcrest. Oh, before you go, your father keeps a spare power stone in a chest at the docks. He hid the key nearby. Find it and open the chest. Where you're heading, you'll need every turret you can build. Take care of yourself, grandson. May the kings grant you strength.
Thank you, Grandpa. Don't worry. Ari will keep an eye on me.
Yes, the little thing that's scared of everything will keep an eye on me. Alrighty. Get us some money and a key. And open a chest. Get a power stone. And onwards and upwards. I think there's health lying around here somewhere. Maybe. I really need some. Please. Nope. It's all just money. Okay. We're so low HP right now. Upwards and onwards. Mysterious person.
Dwerve! Who's that? It must be a troll spy! Let's hunt it down! Cut off its head! Maybe we won't need to go into that mountain after all! Don't let it escape!
Ah, don't worry, little Ari. I'll get him for you. Or rather for my father. Or myself. I don't know which it is. Onwards and forwards we go. We're so poor right now. I had like 50 gold last time, but I also spent forever clearing out grass and everything. Here we are again, back in the Snoring Forest. Hope I do better than last time.
You will! Before you didn't have the weapons of the ancient warsmiths. And all of these power stones. Just build as many turrets as you can if any creatures attack us. Especially if we run into shrublands. I hate those flower spiders.
Problems. Gotta love random attacks. Okey-dokey. The foreshadowing is strong on that one. Alrighty. Now we wait for everything to attack us so we can murder it. Because murder is fun. This is a very satisfying game though, because it's another one of those auto-battlers, but actually an auto-battler that you have to have some sort of interference with. It makes it a nice change of pace, because I'm so used to auto-battlers that you just sit and do absolutely nothing. Like, I love those. Loop Hero is a key example there. I was playing that the other day. It is an auto-battler that literally the only thing you do is equip armor, and outside of that, nothing that you do really affects your actual, like, attacking. So, it's an interesting game for sure. We've taken another hit, but that's okay. We murdered absolutely everything brutally. Such a lovely thing to see. And onwards and upwards.
Grr! Intruder! The Snoring Forest belongs to Grovel and the Noblings! We want all your shiny, spinny metal thingies! Give us all your shinies and get out! That's the Nobling! They kill all dwarves who enter the forest! I don't think they'll let us pass without a fight!
Well, I'm okay with the fight. Alrighty. Now we wait for everything to spawn and get murdered. It is
very satisfying once again to just sort of watch as everything melts before our turrets. It truly makes you feel like a very powerful creature. Okay. Now, we're going to get rid of these. Pick these up, spawn these. Because we have a bunch of ranged stuff coming out. Oh, that's the wrong one. Dude, I got hit by something I didn't need to get hit by there. Oh, alrighty. We're sort of just standing behind the line and assisting where necessary. Not that it's even really necessary, because we're kicking absolute booty. Let's rebuild this one again. I like my ranged turrets better than any other turret in the game. Ranged turrets are just so satisfying. They're not the best for situations like this, though. Because they keep missing. They don't miss when they're close, but when they're far away, they don't do great. Alrighty. Onwards and upwards.
Wait a second! That's no troll! You smell like a dwarf!
Indeed, fairy one. I am Slaw, a dwarf. Though I haven't been to these parts in many moons. I lured you here for a reason. I am a traveling merchant, you see. I craft mechanisms and devise upgrades for you them. Well, I did until the novelings stole my tools. Without them, I'm just a vagabond. So let's hammer out a deal. Up this path is Fort Stonewall. The dwarves abandoned it centuries ago, so novelings moved in and made a mess of the place. I tracked the novelings who stole my tools to the fort, but it's too heavily guarded. If you retrieve my tools, I can upgrade your turrets and traps. What do you say?
Wait, you know how to upgrade the weapons of the warsmiths?
I've traveled far, deep, and wide and learned many things along the way. So, do we have a deal?
These fin blade turrets do seem a bit dull. Sure, I'll try and get your tools back.
Great! May the kings walk with you.
Thanks, random forest denizen. Ooh, that hurt. Break all the stuff. Pick everything up. Healing potion!
Hey! Those diamonds belong to Grumble, you stinky dwarf thief!
You're so cute! We're just standing in the middle attacking stuff that needs to be attacked. Oh. I think the ranged units are weaker too, which is always interesting. I'm gonna build that here real fast because it's gonna less break. We're gonna go pick up that HP. Alrighty. Pick everything up we already got in that chest, so onwards and upwards. This cave! It was dug out and handmade! Let's go up and do the puzzle up here. There is a cool puzzle up here that it took me forever to figure out the first time. So let's see if I can do it any faster the second. I'm not sure if I'm doing anything right or wrong. How any of this works. I think then... No, that does nothing. Let's do this one first. There we go. Puzzles are hard. We do get armor now, though, and a bunch of money, which is nice. I'm not actually sure how the armor works. I'm assuming it just blocks hits, but we'll figure that out. Out of the cave we go. I like the little cave entrance is so simple. Okay, so we want to go over these fast. Ah, that's the wrong thing. Oh, that was easy. Somehow did not get hit there. I should have. I placed everything incorrectly. I'm still learning the mechanics for this game, despite the fact that they're incredibly simple.
Novelings can craft mechanisms. Who knew?
Yes, because these are mechanisms, not just gates that are powered by levers. Alrighty. Onwards and upwards.
The fort is nearby. Be careful. Noveling guards are armed with shields, and your crossbow turret is useless against them. Pesky Noblings always hide away their stolen treasures in high places. I'll meet you north of here once you have my tools. Kings go with you.
Fort Stonewall.
Wow! Look at all those vicious Noblings!
That is a lot of noblings for sure, and it's all of the different types.
Dwerve, are you sure about this? There's a lot of those shielded Noblings. Yeah, I have to. Dad's life depends on me getting into Mount Crowcrest, and I'll need Slaw to upgrade my turrets if I'm to stand a chance against these trolls.
Alright, that is where, unfortunately, the prologue ends. But this game can be wishlisted on Steam right now, and you guys know I will be back the moment it is released to play some more of this, because this game is freaking amazing so far. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it as much as I did, and I will see you all in the next episode of Dwerve.